With the resurgence of interest in digital assets due to the unparalleled success of the Bitcoin ETFs, we want to provide you with a high-level walkthrough of the investable universe of digital assets. I'm Jeff Dorman, CIO of Arca, an asset management firm focused on crypto and blockchain since 2018. Before we get started, a quick disclosure. This is for general information and educational purposes only and not intended to be investment advice. So why do we care about blockchain? Well, just as the internet did for communication, blockchain is doing for asset transfer. We can communicate anything across the globe instantly, for free, and without boundaries. The same is now true for assets. Anything that you can own via a blockchain can now be sent across the world for free, without boundaries, and almost instantaneously. And more assets are becoming available via blockchain-based ownership. It might seem daunting to understand how blockchain and tokens work together, but it's actually very simple and can be explained using the analogy of the Apple ecosystem. Think of the Apple App Store as basically a blank canvas that only mattered once we started putting apps inside of the App Store and had the ability to make payments through it. Well, you can think of a blockchain like Ethereum or Solana as one of these empty canvases. By itself, it's just sitting there doing nothing and only has speculative value as to what can one day be built inside of it. But as soon as we start putting payment options and applications inside of the blockchain, it becomes a burgeoning ecosystem. So if the blockchain is Ethereum, then the currency you would use would be a stablecoin like Tether or USDC, or the native blockchain currency ETH to make payments. And the applications inside are your DeFi apps, NFT apps, gaming apps. This is very similar to when you look at your phone and you have your banking apps, or your gaming apps, or your healthcare apps. This may seem very different than what you've heard, and that's because most of the immediate attention is on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or stablecoins. But many other types of digital assets exist as well. Asset-backed tokens can be thought of as a blockchain wrapper, similar to ETFs. ETFs can house stocks, bonds, real estate, or commodities, and asset-backed tokens can do the same. A token can be backed by US treasuries or physical assets like the deed to your house or real estate. Pass-through tokens are tokens where some form of value is being passed through directly to you, the token holder. This can be financial, in the form of revenues or profits, or non-financial, in the form of reward points, discounts, or priority access. You often hear the line, "What value does crypto have?" And in some cases, there is no intrinsic value, similar to how you might think of gold. But in many cases, tokens have value, and that comes in two forms, financial and non-financial. Financial rewards are no different than what you expect from stocks and bonds. Some form of revenue or cash flow accrues directly to you, either in the form of dividends or in the reinvestment in the business. But there's also non-financial rewards, which can be further broken into utility and social value. Utility is the ability to use the asset as payment or as collateral or as rewards and priority access, whereas social value is in the form of being part of a community or a collection, like the Bored Ape NFT collection. So why do we care about digital assets? At Arca, we always say that digital assets are the greatest capital formation and stakeholder alignment mechanism ever created. Let's use Amazon as an example. You can be an Amazon investor and never use the product, but make money off of Amazon's success. On the other hand, you can be an Amazon Prime customer, but never own the stock and therefore never make money off the success that you're helping to create with your purchases. Well, tokens are flipping this model on its head. As a user of a project or network, you can be financially rewarded via a token, which acts as a form of quasi-equity. Now all stakeholders are aligned toward the same goal of growing a network, and it turns customers into power users and evangelists, which helps to fuel further growth in the business. Put another way, let me share an exchange with my daughter. I told her that the first stock that I bought was Southwest Airlines, and she immediately asked if that would get me free flights. And what she's suggesting makes sense, aligning stakeholders with customer usage, and that's exactly what tokens are doing. While digital assets are fixing a lot of the problems in finance, it is still nascent and comes with their own set of challenges. Valuation techniques are not agreed upon, token economics often change as the ecosystem matures, and each token acts slightly differently from others. The industry is evolving and experimenting, and we as investors are learning every day. While there's a lot of upside to this space, it does require nuance and heavy analysis in order to invest yourself. But make no mistake about it, digital assets and blockchain technology are here to stay. It's permeating every part of our industry. An investment in the tokens of gaming companies or AI companies or social media companies give you broad exposure to the many facets of blockchain's growth. We believe that every investor should start to think about adding digital assets to their investment portfolio. Contact the Arca team to learn more about our investment product set or point you to the right educational materials to discover if digital assets are right for your portfolio.